ski steliski, tohiteski sastanu, Nigohila, Dodagunokistani.
The isolation that contributed to the formation of some mountain dialects also helped Native Americans preserve their heritage in the rising tide of European culture.
Anhawo Kistuisi, it talks about where the Indians used to use a cloth to make a medicine. When they used to, they had to have a cloth to put their medicine on. And that's what he's talking about on that song. Yeah, let me set it right here. This is one of my frog bowl. Got the what? They can skin you. Two last nigga gun. No one. That's how I was making pottery. Yeah.
And my name is Cherokee language, Maga Wodagay. Nole Okshigunagda Daga, I'm all right. Nole Nigohila, Digalakstanaga, I worked all time. And that's Cherokee language, I guess. Shia Okshiwuja, Talina Dan Dagahon, I'll see you again.
My youngest one, that's all he knew when he first talked, was Cherokee. And he picked up English from these other kids before he even started school.
I speak all the time. I don't care if they didn't understand me. I get after them if I speak English. I said, I always tell them I speak in Cherokee.
Well, I use Cherokee, but anytime I'm talking to a Cherokee, it don't matter where it's at. But I'd rather talk Cherokee than English.
Now, even my grandchildren, I talk to them in Cherokee, and I name them with Cherokee names myself, so I can call them. They name these babies so hard names I ain't never heard in my life, and I can't say their names, so I just name them myself an Indian name. Well, that's the way it was anyway. A long time ago, they had to name them an Indian name. No, they don't even know what their Indian name is.
Prior to colonization, the area that would become North Carolina was home to numerous native language groups, including Iroquoian, Algonquian, and Siouan language families. In 1870, the United States government established mandatory boarding schools for Indians across the country. Young Indians were forced to live apart from their parents in the federal schools. Their hair was cut, their clothes were replaced by school uniforms, and the use of their native language was punished severely. All of these children were assigned new English names.
They wanted to civilize us, I suppose. They were punished for being, for speaking Cherokee, so I think that was when it became endangered. Of course, we feel the effects of it now because there's so many that don't speak the language.
Every time someone that spoke Cherokee dies, and there's been quite a few, more and more, as they get older, makes me feel kind of bad. So now, we use it some here, not like we did. We only have one preacher that could preach Cherokee without any English, only one left. We had two and one died a few months ago.
They did speak in Cherokee, mostly all of them, way back when I was growing up. They wouldn't there wasn't too many people that speaking English, just a few of them. And you'd go to the home, they all speaking Cherokee, everywhere you went. And now you can't go nowhere and they'd say, I don't know how to speak it.
Cherokee language is almost gone. There's probably less than 300 Cherokees that speak fluent Cherokee, you know. When I was a kid, I was very much aware of that cadence in the craft shops. I worked in the craft shops down there from the time I was 14. It's probably against the law. Clear up to when I graduated from college. I go back in the summer and work down there in the summer when I was in college. There's an awful lot of fake Cherokees now, guys making a good living pretending to be Cherokees that are really extroverted and sort of show people. You can usually identify a fake Cherokee by his name. If it's a beautiful name, Floating Eagle Feather, Snow Bear, beware. Because the Cherokee names, there are some colorful ones, but what you hear more often is Tune-Eye, Crow, Big Meat, Smoker, Stomper, Swimmer. It don't have the drama that people like in a colorful Princess Pale Moon. Uh-oh, look out. Of course, there's a genuine effort in Cherokee to give you the true Cherokees, but lots of times the tourists aren't interested in that. They want bloody tomahawks and scalping, and they want what they're accustomed to off of the TV. They want to see Deer Slayer right there on Main Street, And if you tell them that the Cherokees were sophisticated and agrarian, they raised cotton, they had their own alphabet, syllabary, their own newspaper back in the 1820s, they get bored. That's not really what they want. It's not the image they want.
The Cherokee culture and language will survive because of the great emphasis that has been going on for the last 5 or 6 years. And I think that we are getting to the children at the right time, and that is birth on. Language is culture. And culture is language.
That's who we are. Our language is who we are. Once you start learning the language, it branches out to all other areas, history, culture, traditions. So when they're learning the language, they're learning, everything about the Cherokee people as well.
Not many of us can fully say things like the older people can, but we're learning, which makes it better.
Not many people can say they can speak 2 different languages, and especially a Native American language. And I think it's pretty cool that that's our heritage, that we're learning our heritage.
Well, no offense, but if you see white people and stuff, talk to each other about them and they don't know. I don't know, it just kind of feels good to have our own language that nobody else can understand.
All our elders know it, but if we don't learn it,
and they're gone, then it's going to be
nobody knows it. So if we don't learn it, nobody know it, and it's like our heritage is gone.
And we've got some here yet, speak Cherokee. In the 40s and 50s, no kids that speak Cherokee. But they're learning, they sing, the kids catch on quick.